devotees for joining today. Very important classes. The Vaishnava etiquette, Vaishnava Sadachar, how we can behave, exemplify as we are the devotees of the Lord. So let us begin with our Pranam Mantra. So first of all, let us welcome all of you saying Hari Bol 3 times. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari. So let's begin. Everybody can repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam.
Narayanam Namaskrutyam.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Naram Cheva Narottamam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Tado Jayamudhiraye.
Tato Jaya Mudirayet.
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu.
Ashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavada Sevaya.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavati Uttama Sloke.
Bhagavati Uttama Sloke.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtigim.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtikim.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thanks again for joining today. So I'm sharing the screen. Yesterday we were going through how to pay the obeisances when you come to the temple. So what is the etiquette? Can somebody repeat or say that what we learned yesterday? How many of you remember? Offering the obeisances to the deities, devotees. What is the protocol? What is the etiquette? Please
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We offering obeisance. We do mantra kalpataru. First, we do the Vaishnava obeisance when we enter the temple.
Yes.
To Prabhupada, and then we do deities.
Right. That's the order. Then also you chant the mantras for each deity.
Right.
So what are the limbs involved in the Ashtanga Pranama? Ashtanga means, what is Ashtanga means?
8.
8. Okay. So what are those 8 limbs?
Right. The feet, the knees, the stomach, the chest, the forehead, both the hands.
Yep.
And man, vachan, and kaya.
Right. That's the words, the mind, and the intellect, or that the body, mind, and the words that which we uses. So this is consist of 8 angas, 8 limbs. We should always remember when words means, it's not that we say something. The words means that the words, the mantra which resides for each deity. So this pleases the Lord. So what is the mood when you pay the obeisances? When you pay the vandana obeisances, each Lord, what should be our mood?
Humble.
Humble mood. But what is that? Can you detail a little more? What should be our mood? What is our prayer? O Lord, I am at your lotus feet.
Mm-hmm.
Right? O Lord, I am at your lotus feet, paying my obeisances. I'm at your lotus feet. I'm your servant, eternal servant. We recite, we pray this mantra, and then one by one we do that. So yesterday we were discussing this in detail. So today, what we are going to do today is meditating upon the deity. It is mentioned that this is published by ISKCON. So this is a manual, is that we need to strictly follow. That's one reason. So meditating upon the deity, after offering obeisances to the deities, one should take darshana with great devotion and beg for their mercy. So prayers are complete, that anybody's prayers that will be answered. Krishna says that in the Bhagavad Gita. Chaturvija bhajande ma jana sugurdano arjuna artho artatni jignasu jnanina bharadashapa. 4 kinds of people approach me. So how do they approach? Jnana artho artatni jignasu jnanina bharadashapa. Artho artharthi. Artho. One is distressed. So Krishna is saying, when one who is distressed come and pray in front of the Lord is answered. Their prayers. Krishna says, 4 kinds of people comes to me. Artho, artha, arthi. Artha means one who desire of wealth. One who goes in front of the Lord and pray for the Lord that I need this, and the Lord definitely fulfill that. Artho, artharthi, jnanina. The inquirer or the desire for the knowledge, one who is inquisitive. Jnanina bharadashapa, and one who genuinely approach me or with love and devotion. So Lord definitely respond to their prayers. So there is nothing wrong. I heard from many devotees. One devotee was saying that they lost their job. They went to the temple and prayed to Gauranitai that this is my condition. And then what happened? He believed that this is the mercy of Gauranitai, they got the job. But when we come to temple, and it's not that every time we put our laundry list of that all the material, the desires, material, requirements in front of the Lord, give me that, give me this. That's not the right approach. It's a business. Oh, I would do this. Oh, please give me that. I would. That is not a loving devotion. So our Samprada Acharya or Parambara, our etiquette is that we pray to the Lord that please engage me in your service. As we all know that we learn quite a lot by this time. The moment we more entangled with this material things, and it will bind you into this material world. So many times people does not know this, and they are in distress. They are in complete distress that they want to get it because of this material attachment. So Krishna says that akama, sarvakama, mokshakama, udaradi, tivrena bhakti yogena, labhade purushambara. So that means Krishna says, even if you have akama, you don't have any desires, sarvakama, you have full of desires, moksha, even there is a desire for liberation, one should worship me. Akama, moksha, kamas, udharati, tivrena bhakti yogena. So even if there is that pure devotion, then one can get the mercy of the Lord. So in any situations that we should approach to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, anybody else, nobody else. Okay? Only the Supreme Lord in all circumstances. It's very important to understand this fact. But the devotee is desired to have the loving devotional service for the Lord, lotus feet of the Lord, always prays to the Lord that please engage me in your service. Srila Prabhupada also mentioned this, the meaning of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Srila Prabhupada said that this is a cry of a baby for mother. A cry, a genuine cry. When you chant the holy name, it is a genuine cry. That what is that cry? A child for a mother. That means who is this mother here? The internal potency of the Lord Srimati Radharani. So we are crying to that Srimati Radharani. We are all babies, children. Oh, internal potency of the Lord, O Mother, O Srimati Radharani, please engage me in your service. This is the loving devotional service. So this is the prayers of the devotees. So this way that they always engage and eager to engage in the loving devotional service. So yes, we may go through certain situations. We are living in a grihastha or in this material world. We have some material requirements. Nothing wrong to pray to the Supreme Lord. Pray to the Supreme Lord in such a way that so this may fulfill the requirements so that I can more progress in bhakti. Not that, so I get this car, I get this bangla, I get this wealth, I get this so much of, name, fame, so that I can be so proud of and then, browse in this world, go and enjoy in this world and then forget the Lord. So that's demoniac nature. We know that throughout the history, they do penances for 60,000 years. The Lord appears and grants their all desires and the bones. As soon as they get it, they forget the Lord and they say, "I am the Lord." So this is a very bad situation. We should not take up that way. So we should say that, "Oh Lord, please maintain in such a way that I can engage in your loving devotional service." That should be our always that the pray. We come into the temple, pray to the Lord that, "Oh Lord, please engage me in your service. Please give me services for you and your devotees. Never ever leave me away from the devotees. Always have the association of the devotees. Oh Lord, please engage me. Please allow me to chant all the time. Please give me that opportunity to chant your holy name." This should be our prayer that when we offer the obeisances under the Supreme Lord. So Lord definitely reciprocate the prayers of his devotees, no matter what. So always remember this. Lord is Antaryami. Lord is seated in everyone's heart. Lord is Bhavagrahi Janardana. Lord understand the bhava, the desires, the emotion of all the living entities. So Lord can understand very clearly. So this is the another way that how we should meditate and take darshan of the Lord. One should not, however, immediately look upon the deities full in the face. The proper manner in which one should take darshana of the Lord is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 2nd chapter, 13th verse. Is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The process of meditation should begin from the lotus feet of the Lord and progress to his smiling face. The meditation should be concentrated upon the lotus feet, then the calves, then the thighs, and in this way, higher and higher. The more the mind becomes fixed on different parts of the limbs, one after another, the more the intelligence becomes purified. Devotees, our core problem in this world, that we are suffering in this world and take away from Krishna and the Supreme Lord is that our impurities. It's like a jaundiced person. When he sees everything in yellow. That's a symptom of jaundice. Everything become yellow. So similarly, an impure person contracted with all this bhavarog, the material, the attachment, the bondage, all these are there. And when whatever he sees that, he thinks that, okay, how can I enjoy? So this is called bhavarog. So this is because of our subtle body, subtle minds, or the body and the gross body and the subtle mind, all is contaminated with this material impurities. So dear devotee, this is very pure, very true. we go on in front of the Lord and look at the Lord's various limbs and angas. Anghaniyasya sagalendriya vidivanti. In one sense, each anga of the Lord is not different from the Lord. It's Lord himself. One can derive, one can relish that the beauty of each anga of the Lord. You know that Villamangalam Thakur and describes in the Karna Amrita, so beautiful. Each anga of the Lord is described in such a way that it's there in the internet. Each anga of the Lord is described in such a way that's so beautiful. Lord's hand is considered as the lotus hand. Lord's feet is lotus feet. Why it is mentioned that? Because of lotus. Because why it is mentioned the lotus feet? Because of that the best, the maximum, the beauty one can see in this world is that the lotus. There is nothing that more beautiful than the lotus, the flower. That the lotus flower is so beautiful. There is nothing else that can describe or compare with the beauty of the Lord. But beauty of the Lord goes million times better than all this. But still, it is referring that the beauty of the Lord considers the lotus hand, lotus feet, lotus navel. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Kundi Maharani very beautifully describes when Kundi Maharani shows the Lord, so the Lord. Namaha Pangajanabhaya, Namaha Pangajamalini, Namaha Pangajanetraya, Namaste Pangajantre. Namaha Pangajanabhaya, and Lord's another name is known as Pangajanabha. Nabha means the navel, and it's considered as so beautiful. It's considered as Namaha Pangajanabha. Namaha Pangajamalini. Lord's always wear the Pangajamali, means the lotus, the garland. Lord always wears this. Alola Chandrakalasad Vanamalya Vamshi Ratnangadam Pranaya Keli Kalavilasam Shyamam Drabhankalalidam. Every movement, every angas, every position is so beautiful. Drabhankalalidam Niyada Prakasham Govindam Adipurusham Tamakam Bhajami. Brahma is praying. When Brahma saw the Supreme Lord. When Kundi Maharani saw the Supreme Lord glorifying and Namaha Pangajanabhaya, Namaha Pangajamaline, Namaha Pangajanetraya, that lotus-eyed, Lord's eyes are so beautiful. It's considered as the lotus petal. It's like a big lotus petal, so open, wide. One can see everything when we look at the eyes of the Lord. Namaha Pangajanetraya, Namaste Pangajagre, the lotus hands. Lord, I'm paying my obeisances to you. You're so beautiful. Anganiyasya sagalendriya, sarva indriya, sarva anga. The Lord has, sarva anga has the full potency. It's not different from the Lord himself. So the function of the hand or function of the lotus feet of the Lord can be done even by the eyes. The function of the eyes can be done by the lotus feet of the Lord. No difference. This is the complete understanding of the Lord, the spiritual potency of the Lord. So we should not discriminate that only one anga is better than other anga. So you should have this understanding. When you go to the temple and see the Lord, you should see that the Lord's lotus feet is called lotus feet. You should look at and take that complete darshan of the Lord in that lotus feet itself. Then gradually progress upwards, and the lotus knees, and then there are calves around. Then there are thighs, that the lotus thighs, the lotus navel, the chest of the Lord, the beautiful garment, and the vanamala, the long garland. And Lord always wears that such a long garland. And the bumblebees humming sound and always around because of the honey which comes down from this lotuses. the bees, their humming sound is always around it. And then Lord's lotus, the flute, and one then comes slowly to the lotus neck and beautiful jewelries. Kaustubham, right? Sasanga chakram, sakirida kundalam, sapida vastram, sarasiru keshanam, sakara vachastala shobhi kaustubhastriyam. Lord always wears that the jewel which is called kaustubha, jewel. So when we decorate the Lord in the temple, so we try to put that the jewels, specific jewels like necklaces and various types of, and it has jewels in it. So it marks all this, and 3-4 sets of the jewelries, the necklaces and the chains, so beautiful. And then earrings, the lotus ear, so beautiful. And the lotus, the hair of the Lord, so curly hair, right? Curly, black. The Lord himself is so beautiful. Then it's mentioned that when we put all the jewelries, that jewelry becomes so beautiful because of it is on the Lord's body. Because of the beauty of Krishna, the jewels, has its beauty. Otherwise, it doesn't have any beauty if the Krishna is not put on the Krishna's body. So one should meditate, one should see the Lord's lotus feet towards called Arohanam. Arohanam means from the bottom to top. This is the way one should take the darshan. What happens? The result, one's mind and intelligence all get purified. So when you come to temple, so you should keep this in your mind with that complete absorption. Nothing else to think, what others will think, what others will think. Complete absorption of the Lord from the bottom to top. You should have every angas of the Lord. Srila Prabhupada one time mentioned that Srila Prabhupada showed a picture, Radha and Krishna is holding the veil of Radharani. Srila Prabhupada asked the devotees in front of Srila Prabhupada, do you see Krishna? Do you see Radha Krishna? They say yes. And how do you see? So Krishna is on the side of Radha, Radha is with Krishna. Is that all? So every other devotees and the devotees there, they said, yes, Srila Prabhupada, that's what we see. You don't see? Srila Prabhupada then pointed out, Krishna always takes his hand to hold the veil of Srimati Radharani. And if you don't see that, Srila Prabhupada says that if you don't see that, you are not actually seeing Radha Krishna. So these very minute details. So one should see the lordships in such a very minute detail so that we take the darshan of the Lord. One should always remember this. Okay. So Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport that such meditation will help us get detached from the sense gratification. Our senses, mind, intelligence all gets purified. The mood of the devotee taking darshan is, sir, I am your eternal servant. So as I mentioned, please let me know how can I serve you. So it is Srila Prabhupada put the purport, sir, say my Lord, right? The functions of the big deities in the temple are for giving darshana and usually are the Ishta Devas of the Sampradaya. So we have wonderful Gauranitai deities, our Sampradaya. And Sri Radha Krishna, that's our Gaudiya, that's Radha Krishna. We don't worship Krishna alone, or we don't worship Radha alone. According to the Puranas, it is not correct. This is an offense and it is sinful in one sense. Always we should see that Radha, Krishna together. We should always worship Radha and Krishna together. Okay? So that's the Vaishnava etiquette for the Gaudiya Sampradayas. Radha, Krishna. Okay? We don't worship Krishna alone. We don't worship Radha alone. We should always worship Radha and Krishna together. Okay. So the mood of devotee taking darshana is, sir, I am your eternal servant. Please let me know how can I serve you. The functions of the big deities in the temple are for giving darshana and usually are Ishta Devas of the Sampradaya. So it is quite natural and respectful to see them first. Okay. So then there are also other considerations. If there are 3 altars like Krishna Balaram Mandir in Vrindavan or Shri Shri Radha Das Bihari Mandir at Juhu, Srila Prabhupada would pay obeisances first at Gauranitai's altar, then go to Krishna Balaram's altar, and then go to Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar altar. So this is left to right, okay, not overpass, cross, like that. So we should always keep this in mind. Wherever we go, we should follow the etiquette and what is the procedure there in the temple, we should follow that. So senior devotees, we should follow the senior devotees of that temple so that we don't make any mistakes or offenses. Also, the devotee may like to see his guru first, but his guru's picture may not be present. Then take darshana in the ascending order to Krishna. Yes, everybody likes to see that their guru in the first, but sometimes if you go to different other temple, we don't see it. That's all right. So we can meditate upon our mind, the Lord, the Guru, and Guru's form, and pay the obeisance in the mind, and then we progress. Srila Prabhupada, Guru Parambara, and then the deities at each temple. While taking darshana, one may stand at the side so that darshana is not obstructed from the devotees who are sitting. So it's very important when you take darshana in the temple, when you come to temple, don't turn back your back to Srila Prabhupada. You should stand on the side so that your back won't show to Srila Prabhupada. You should stand on sidewise, and pay the obeisances and the pray to the Supreme Lord. And always never obstruct Srila Prabhupada's vision to see the lordships every time. The darshana should begin as we face the deities from the left hand corner and move progressively deity by deity to the right hand corner. Radha Gopinath Mandir, this would mean beginning the darshana with Guru Parambara, then Lord Nityananda, and ending with the Sri Gopalji. The devotees, this is as Kambal, Radha Gopinath temple. This was introduced, initially requested by Sri Radha, Radhanath Maharaj. And this is basically compiled the devotees from Radha Gopinath temple. That's why they also mention here. So are there any questions before we moving to the next topic, sitting? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So in our temple, we first prayed Nitai Gora first, then go to Jagannath, and then middle we take Shyam Sundar, Radha Shyam Sundar.
No. So we pray to Gauranitai, then we move ahead, we pray to Radha Shyam Sundar, then we go ahead to, so left to right, clockwise, left to right, or the left to, from the ascending order, from the bottom to top. So Gauranitai, Radha Shyam Sundar, Jagannathji, and then come. Right?
They have written for a Jew temple, their Krishna Balram Mandir in Vrindavan and Jew temple, little different way. That's why Nitai Gora.
No, I mean this is the order of this is the order of the deities there. I was there in Juhu. So left side, as soon as you go, you pray to the Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is like our temple, facing to the deities. So we pay the obeisance to Srila Prabhupada on a sidewise. Then you go to Gauranitai on the left side, and that's why every day people come and take darshan. So in the middle, who is there? Radha Rasa Bihari. Okay, Radha Rasa Bihari in the middle. Then you go further down, further up, further move up.
Ram Bhagwan over there.
Yes, Ramadas, Sri Radha, Ram, Lakshman, Hanumanji, and Ram, Sita, Lakshman, Hanumanji, right? Yes. So this is the way. If you go to Vrindavan, the same, right? We pay the obeisance to Srila Prabhupada, go to Gauranitai, go to Krishna Balaram, and then we come to Radha Shyam Sundar. So that is the order every temple that when we go there, okay, that we need to follow. Okay, anybody else?
Prabhuji, so in we went to like Potomac for Guru Maharaj's Parents' Day this year. So
Yeah.
Prabhupada's, I thought Prabhupada is always opposite the main deity so that he can see them. But in Potomac, the new Potomac temple, Prabhupada was on the
On the side.
left
Yeah.
hand side.
Yeah.
So means I've never seen that in any temple. Is that obviously it's okay to have him there? That's why they did it. But according to my understanding, Prabhupada is always facing the deities.
Yeah, most of the cases is that's true. But what happens sometimes, the convenience because of the space is consideration, the entrance. Many times, many cities, towns has their specific the codes that the entrance should be this place. This so that is just for the convenience. So I know that Potomac and the Dallas Temple is also on the side, not facing towards the the deities. And then if you go to Boston Temple, that is facing towards the deities. It's mere convenience, Madaji. The way the when it is constructed, when it is made up, now many temples come up with that. Silabhavad always faces to the deities. So in any case, if we should go and offer obeisance to Srila Prabhupada, then go to the order of that deities from left to right. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Correct. Okay. Anybody else? Otherwise, we will go to the next topic. Is called sitting. It's very, very important. Okay. This is also within the temple. How do we behave? How do we sit? So it is mentioned that there are several regulations regarding one sitting posture in the temple. So you can see that on the screen. So while sitting, one should not expose one's feet to the deities or point them at the spiritual master, Tulasi Devi, etc. The feet should be always covered. Okay. So when you sit, you should not stretch your feet towards the deity. Sometimes we see that children comes, they stretch their feet to the deities. We should not show that. We should be, why the reason for that, dear devotees, as we know that we should be extremely humble. We should completely humble, and that reverences that we always show that we are eternal servants of you, and we are taking that position as completely surrender unto you, and this is for our purification. It's not that Lord get agitated, or Lord get offended. No, Lord never gets offended or anything like this. But it is an against an etiquette. An etiquette means that our progress, our developments. So if we have that mood that I should be humble, I should not show certain things. I should be, the way that how I should behave when I come in front of the Lord. This is not an ordinary place. The Lord is there in the center. So the most important thing for us, and that's the reason, most important person in our life is that Supreme Lord. When we love someone, we have such a respect for someone. We know that, many people cries when they see their celebrities. They have such an excitement, such a happiness. Their tears comes down from eyes. Oh, I could see that, this personality, this politician, what fortune, how fortunate I am. I could see the Modi ji, like this. People say this. They're celebrities because of they have such a respect and value and love for them. That's why it's all happening like this. So then think about the Supreme Lord. The Lord is there, and how we should, respect. And so suppose there are, the president is comes over there and you have an opportunity to meet him. What do? You will be so humble in such a way that respectful and very open every moment. How would I face and talk and all these things you in your mind. So then, after some time, then the familiarity breed contempt, and naturally then we lose that all, and then we take it granted everything. So that should not be there. Vaishnava should be always have this humility, and this is for our benefit. So we never should offense or make these kinds of mistakes. Extend our legs, feet towards the deities, show our backs towards the deities, And this we'll see many other etiquettes. So one should, as far as possible, avoid sitting with one's back to the deities or the Vyasasana. However, the layout of the temple may at times restrict us following this principle. Sometimes, wherever there may be a space, may be a concern. Sometimes, if you go to Silicon Valley, the space is so tiny there, and people are sitting wherever they are. We know that in Jagannath Puri temple, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taking darshan of Lord Jagannath, one elderly lady climbed on the shoulder of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't say anything and encouraged, okay, you take darshan. Why? Because of the love for the Lord is there. So some situations like that, the space is a concern, and then we may not have enough space to everybody to sit properly, and they may sit on this side, that side. But the point is that they are, in the service of the Lord, hearing, absorbs in the service of the Lord. One time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was lying down on the entrance of the Gambhira Jagannath Puri temple. Govinda in the morning, and it is about to, altar is just opened, and then Govinda just cross over Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We should never do that. This is an offense. Any devotee, any Vaishnava, we should not cross over. Any paraphernalia of the Lord, we should not cross over with our feet. But that eagerness to see the Lord, Jagannath, Govinda just cross over Jagannath, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and went to took the darshan. And then came back, and then when Govinda came back, he completely avoided, goes to the side of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was noticing all this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Govinda, so while you're going, you just cross over, now you came back, you very carefully, took that your steps that you don't cross. So then Govinda said, I was so eager to see the Lord, my Lord. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so happy. That should be the mood. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, that should be the mood. There is no offense in that. So sometimes when we sit in that temple and less spaces and the hearing and is crowded and we get some spaces here and there, but our mood is to that to hear the glories of the Lord attentively. So that is not an offense, because of one is supersedes, okay, this lower one is supersedes the higher taste. What is that higher taste? Hearing the glories of the Lord. Okay. So then there is a picture, you can see that. See this one? Everybody can see this this posture, that with one leg on top and just putting the legs in some way or other way, and that is not recommended. One should not spread one's legs before the deities. One should not sit before the deities holding one's ankles, elbows, or knees. Please see the illustrations. You can see this here. And one should not fall asleep while sitting before the deities. Nobody should sleep before the deities. The temple is not a place for sleeping. And we saw many devotees. Sometimes they come and sleep. While class going on, people sleep. Altar opens, people sleep. And we can see that. And that's an offense. First of all, offense to the speaker. Second, offense to the deities. So we should always remember this. And if you are sleepy, then you should go out. Don't sleep in front of the speaker. If you're tired and sleepy, and this shows that, how interested we are. If you're sleepy, you go to the car and take some rest and come back. So better than, that sitting and looking everybody at you, and then you are in that embarrassed condition, and, just avoid that. And not only that, it's an offense to the deities and the speaker, Vaishnava Parad. Okay. So any question on sitting inside the temple before we move to the next?
If people cannot sit properly in either Sukhasana or a Vrajasana, what you showed here, then they should sit on a chair only if they have a problem.
Yes, I mean, if elderly, those who have the physical conditions and they cannot sit cross-legged, they can put nicely in the chair. That's why we put chairs and the benches in the temple. So yes, elderly, maybe the children or sick persons, pregnant women, elderly, they should all sit properly because of that's a medical conditions, right? But otherwise, the youth or healthy and they can do things and so they should always they should always respect to others as well, especially elders. When the elderly comes, then we should also make sure that the seats are available for them. This is the Vaishnava etiquette. Not that I'm so healthy and I don't have any problem, but I am so and so, I should sit on a chair, I should sit on this asana, I should go. This is a wrong attitude. We should not never ever come into that. Should always have that our humble mood of service to others. And if there is a condition that we are not able to, sometimes people cannot sit cross-legged, especially in these Western countries, they are not practiced. And if they sit long time, they may not be able to get up. Somebody has some medical conditions, so they can go and sit properly on the chair. No problem. That's recommended as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So when we are looking at the altar and sitting and looking at the altar, right? So when we are sitting close to the altar or looking at the altar,
yeah.
So our back will be facing Srila Prabhupada, right?
Yeah.
So what should we do?
That should avoid. That means we should mostly. That's why people doesn't care about all these things. That's why we are taking these classes.
Mm-hmm.
So they should sit sideways. Okay? And not ever turn back, sit back, your back to the Srila Prabhupada. I was in Dallas temple. I saw that Tamala Krishna Maharaj was there one time came.
Mm-hmm.
Some people came and they were even sitting back towards the Srila Prabhupada, and somebody was sitting back towards the deities. Tamala Krishna Maharaj became so, he's told that don't sit properly, sit sideways. And I was looking at that when I saw, so this is the etiquette that we should follow. So everybody should follow this. Yes, when it is too crowded, there is not enough space, as we can understand that, right? When the festival comes, it's too crowded, there's not enough space, everybody wants to be sit. So that's why we put the Vyasasana in such a way that the corner, so that nobody will turn their back to Srila Prabhupada diagonally, right? So everybody can sit accordingly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but when we are looking at the speaker also, like whoever is speaking on the Vyasasana, that time also, we'll be looking at the person who's sitting on the Vyasasana, and our back will be facing.
No, back will facing towards the AV room, right? Not exactly directly towards the Srila Prabhupada. Maybe if you are sitting very left side, we may be sitting our backs towards the office room. This is the case that when we sit in front of Srila Prabhupada, right?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if you are sitting on the side, you can sit sideways. Or if you're sitting in front of Srila Prabhupada, then you should not directly sit back to Srila Prabhupada at all.
But if you're a little far away from Srila Prabhupada, is that okay? Your back will be facing okay?
Yeah, at any point of time, our back should not face Srila Prabhupada. That's the right Vaishnava etiquette. You should sit sideways. If the speeches, if the class is going on, you should sit sideways so that you can see the speaker. Right?
Yeah, but sometimes we will be in between the Vyasasana and the Srila Prabhupada, right? So we should be facing
some way or other, we should turn towards the speaker so that your back won't be facing Srila Prabhupada.
Always make sure your back is...
Always make sure that is.
Got it.
Yeah. Prabhuji,
yes.
Like you were saying, right, that if our body or our physical thing doesn't permit, you can sit on the bench or on the chair, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So this I have observed many times, Prabhuji, in the temple, and I wanted to, always ask this question. I have seen some devotees in the temple sitting, crossing their legs, on leg upon leg. And then sometimes they're swinging their leg also.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, my common sense says it is not correct. What do you say, Prabhuji?
Yes. This was situations. One time a devotee was just swinging his legs like Srila Prabhupada. The lecture was going on. Srila Prabhupada was looking at that person Initially, Srila didn't say anything, looked at the devotee. Second time, looked at that devotee. Third time, Srila stopped lecture and told that, can you stop moving your legs? Stopping your legs. It disturbs others, and it should be, that's not the right etiquette. So when you sit together, sit properly, you should sit closer. Your feet should be completely underneath and covered, as well as no swinging or no moving goes off. This is kind of bad kind of gesture, that one can give. So that's not right. Yes, one should very attentive. Okay.
And one more question, Prabhuji. Now
Yes.
that we are listening to all these things, we have got some understanding. So if we see some devotee who are not aware, maybe ignorant, newly
Yeah.
newly joined this, so is it correct if we try reach out, approach them and correct them, like
Not exactly.
Mataji?
Not exactly. This is as called, we call it a Vaishnava etiquette, right? So he's a
Can we
Vaishnava.
tell anyone who is doing?
No,
should
we
not
should not
tell.
go and we should not tell anything. Once somebody is coming first time, they may make some mistake. That's all right, because they don't know, right? So what happens? We should make friendship with them rather than correcting them or pointing out their fault. They may not even come back again. So we should not say anything to anybody, newcomers or even pretty new, that they comes to the temple. We should be always good and happy and friendship with them. Talk to them nicely, and if they need some help, they need prasadam, go and serve them prasadam and make friendship in such a way that they would come back again. So once they started and understand this etiquette, so this one, initially like a baby, how can we tell a baby to read a philosophy book in teaching into the in a metric, in the PhD level? They cannot understand this. So when a person newly come to Krishna consciousness, they are like a baby. So we should treat them like a baby. Should help them in all respect. We should not go and preach. We should not go and point out their fault. We should not tell them that this way, that way. No, nothing like that. We should friendship with them, that we should thank them that, you came, it's wonderful, nice. And if you need any help, you did eat prasadam, you'd like to, have anything, you have, things like that. That's it. Friendly talk. Nothing, no preaching, nothing else. Unless somebody...
Same with dress etiquette also, Prabhuji. Same with the dress etiquette also.
Yeah. So that will come. We'll come to the next, that's the dress topic, when it comes to that. So this is very important. So that how do we see? So that's why there are devotees, there are, the Kanishta devotees or the beginners, and there are Madhyamadhikaris in the intermediate and the second level. And then the first class level, that's a pure devotee, that's called Uttamadhikari. There are different levels of devotees. So this is actually for those who wanted to seriously worship the Lord, seriously taken this Krishna consciousness. That's why this Vaishnava etiquette is for serious devotees. It's not really for the beginners or called the neophyte devotees, right? So but yes, if they ask us, they come to Bhakta Risha, they are started to associate with the devotees. So they come and, take at least, one devotee, they are following some devotees or one devotee in their area. So then that devotee will instruct them, what to do, what not to do, so in a very nice way, so that they will be encouraged to come and do the service, chant the holy name, take darshan of the Lord. And this is the foremost and primary. And we had many situations, bad situations. Somebody come new, they go and say, oh, don't do this, don't talk, don't do this. They won't even show up back. They won't come back again. The temple. So it's very careful. And we should not preach or correct anybody in the temple unless they ask us, or if you have some concern, so you go and talk to the senior devotees of the temple, right? And we are not supposed to go personally to anybody. Okay, Mataji? Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Yes, Prabhuji. I was on mute. Sorry. Yes,
Okay.
Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay. Good. Okay. So now we'll go to the talking. So how do we behave in the temple? It's very, very important. So in front of the deities, one should not talk loudly. Okay, the same principle again. Our humility, show our gratitude, show our helplessness, show our complete devotion to the Lord and devotees. Who are we there to talk loudly and raising the voice and do this, do that? Initially, people used to say, I'm the Das. You say, I'm your servant. Hare Krishna, Srila Bhavada, or the devotee is right, I'm your servant. You are an insignificant servant. Now that, because of the lack of understanding, lack of devotion, what they are all acting like a boss. Instead, initially, the people used to say, Dasosmi. Now people are talking, Bossosmi. I'm the boss, I'm your commander, I'm your manager, I'm that, I'm this. So even in front of the Lord, they behave like that. It's very wrong. Who are we? We are none other than the eternal servants of the Lord and his devotees. But yes, there are some authorities, senior devotees and authorities. Sometimes they may have to, in order to correct a person, it's not for their benefit, it's for the devotee benefits. They may talk little, here and there. That's all right. There is no problem at all, right? But nothing in front of the deities or in temple. Okay, that the person call that person outside very confidentially, very properly, and they talk each other. So this is very important to understand this. One should not talk loudly before the deities. Very, very important. One should not quarrel before the deities in the temple, before Vaishnavas. We should always have the respect, value, humility, everything that before the deities. I saw that when I went to New Vrindavan, I think few years back. So attending Mangala Arati. So it was the time for Mangala Arati, and then every devotee came, and already there was an elderly devotee, senior devotee, assigned the Guru Ashtaka for another devotee. But always there is some clashes is there. Oh, why this devotee is assigning to every time all that devotee, this devotee. So this devotee was so kind of puffed up. Oh, I'm a very good singer. I should get the chance. So he just came and grabbed the mic from that senior devotee and started to sing. And the senior devotee was so upset. And this devotee was about, that grab the mic and singing. And he was also quarreling with that senior devotee. You did this one, you did this to me. And we were all upset. In the morning, Mangalarati time, in front of the Radha Vrindavan Chandra. I still remember that. This is an offense against the Lord. This is a severe offense. Never, even I saw in our temple, quarreling some devotees, and I should not say the name. In front of the inside of the temple, in front of the deities, quarreling and clashes with the devotees, all there. So we should not do that. This is an offense. Yeah, always remember this. And chastise anyone. We are not in front of the Lord. We are all, everyone equal, and we are there to serve the lordships and the devotees. We are not boss. We are not supposed to chastise anybody or scold anybody, making that kind of gesture that I'm that, I'm this. Should be so humble in such a way that as soon as somebody comes, we pay our obeisances, even whoever we are. Devotees are very special to the Lord. They're not ordinary, they are very, very special to the Lord. Speak harshly to others or speak angrily. Never ever do that. I saw that this many times. People talk angrily and harshly and praise anyone else. And it says that as per the Pancaratra and different other scriptures, we are not supposed to praise anybody else before the deity. We should always praise the Supreme Lord, glorify the Supreme Lord. We should not do that. Sometimes we Vaishnavas, right? We Vaishnavas, sannyasis that do because of the dear to the Lord. So we treat them so nice in such a way that So we appreciate them sometimes. But an ordinary person, he doesn't nothing to do with anything, and we just for what is called boasting, right? Just for boasting and getting some material gain or some monetary benefit, and he is that, he is this. We praise, that should not be there. Okay? Then speak ill names. People have the habit of calling this name, that name. It's not a mundane, realm. It's a spiritual realm. We should behave in front of the Lord in such a way that we should have that such a humble mood and respectful mood all the time to each and every one of the devotees coming to the temple. Criticize the demigods and criticize the devotees. We are not there to criticize. I mean, there are a habit is there in many ISKCON temples. They think that they are so great. I was hearing with my ears. There was some time ago, there was cooking and there was supposed to rain and something like that. The rain is clouded and things like that. This devotee prayed and says that, oh, there should not be rain, rain should not be there. I'm just saying that. Who is Indra? Like this. Who is Indra? Like this. So we should never ever take that kind of, this false identity that I am so and so. We should always have the respect for the Deva Devadas. They are also Vaishnavas. They are also serving the lordships. We should never ever think that, I'm so and so great, so I can say anything I want. These are all offenses. Indulge in prajalpa or mundane talk inside the temple. We should never ever do this. Many people have coming to the temple just for socialization. They talk that, they talk this, the prajalpa, that problem, and this family, that family. And even if somebody goes that, Mataji, please come. Did you hear this? Did you hear this? Do you know this? Do you know this? And sometimes, this is kind of like so bad of, they're talking ills and criticize and gossiping and mundane talk and that happened, this up. We come to the temple to worship. Temple is a place that, with little time in the busy schedule that we have, we coming to the temple, utilize that maximum. Worshipping the Lord, seeing the Lord, glorifying the Lord. Sit seclude, and then it's not a place for socialization. It's not a place for that, I can, whatever the problems I have and share with the, no. You come and take darshan and serve and engage, and whatever you can do for the Lord and the devotees, do that. People have less devotion and lack of devotion. They engage all these things. They make groups, they make friendships, and they kind of create in such a way that they talk about that person, they talk about this person, they gossip about this person. This is a big trend going on, and never ever get into it, okay? It's a big offense. We never know that what is the results is going to come to us. Always when you come to temple, that prayerful mood, that worshipable mood, that devotional mood, that I am your servant and the servant of devotees, I can let me do something. And moment, every seconds even. Every seconds when you go to temple, with that mood, nothing else. Always ready to serve the devotees when you come to temple. This is what is Lord is pleased. Not that, oh, okay, as soon as the class starts, people start talking in the back. We can see that. They don't listen. They are not even listening at all. They start to talk each other, that, these things. They can, so much time other than it. Why you are there sitting in the class? You are sitting in the class, you listen and observe what the speaker says. This is a spiritual topic and spiritual science. It takes you to the, and purifies you. It purifies your mind, senses, intelligence, body, everything. And this is the way that we can come out of this material entanglements and clutches. People doesn't understand this. They come, they think that, the temple is a place for this socialization and, oh, I can meet with this person, that person. They put in such a way that it's wrong. We are coming in front of the Lord. Lord is so dear to everyone. Take that moment and advantage that when you come to temple, and do not waste your every second in the life when you come to the temple. Okay? Then speak a lie. Never ever speak a lie before the deities. Okay? Never ever speak lie in front of the deities. So it's very, very important. There is a wonderful pastime which happen. It's called the Gopal, Sakshi Gopal. So I'm not getting into that. It's already a little past 8. Take nearby devotees who are chanting the holy, talk nearby the devotees who are chanting the holy name of the Lord. When you see that the devotees are sitting and chanting, you should respect, should keep quiet, and do not talk loudly around that. Just also, if you're able to chant, or otherwise, you just keep simply very silently move away. You should not talk when a devotee is chanting inside the temple. And we are not there to talk so much of, you are always, when you come to temple, if you chant the holy name. And if you are already finished your rounds or something, read something. And if you have some questions, you ask the senior devotees, and if that not inside the temple, you just go outside reception or outside, and you can separately talk. And this is it. And if there is some service, you engage in the service, you are assigned. And we have a system that devotees are there, they assign the services for various other services. If you are interested to have, engage in the service, approach the devotee, and the devotee will assign various services. So this should be our attitude and etiquette wherever we go, whichever the temple we are. Okay. So it is, one may speak in front of the deities to guests and the devotees if it helps in preaching or enhancing their Krishna consciousness. But all other talks should be conducted outside the temple. See that? So we should always remember this. Lord is my everything. He is the Supreme Lord. He is showering the mercy upon us. We are worshipping that deity. We have greatest fortune we have, so that we have this opportunity to worship that Lord daily. We have to have such a humble mood, and every mood, and He can see everything that what we do. Don't think that He doesn't see. He can see everything what we do. So this is called devotion. That's why these etiquettes are there to increase or enhance our loving devotion for the Lordships. Not for anything that, showing off to anybody else. No, this is for our benefit. Okay. Thank you, dear dude. I'll stop here. I think I thought I would complete this stress and the Tilaga is very important, 2 topics. Okay. And Dimala and Mustache. Okay. So we'll continue this tomorrow or Monday, and we'll cover. So it's very good to learn very detailed, and so that we understand this very properly.
Prabhuji, let's continue this on Monday, Prabhuji. Tomorrow we have Bhakti Vriksha.
Yeah, tomorrow we have Bhakti Vriksha. I asked other devotee to take the class, Madaji. Or I know that we will see that who all are participating. And then accordingly, and if there are not enough participation, we'll cancel and we'll start from the Monday on. So everybody can join as well. I agree that as well, yes. We'll see.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Did you share this document anywhere?
No, we'll share once the class is over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yeah. So that we can continue, then we can follow up. Okay. So any questions? Anybody has any questions or any other concerns?
So I have a question. So I saw people talking like politics and this and that when we are in the community hall.
Mm-hmm.
So since they are not in the temple,
yeah,
is that okay, or it should be avoided?
It's okay. It's a time that you're sitting together and a little bit of time, inquiring about the well-being of the family. It's very positive talk, not that, productive talk that we call, right? So it all helps in some way, or, how is your family and everything is okay. How is your, this is very wonderful. That is called also, it enhances the Vaishnava relationship. So community hall, we should use to develop the Vaishnava relationship, that, friendly relationship, that not any gossiping or prajalpa or worldly talk, not that. So we should talk about, whatever is necessary, and while having that one. That whatever you should use, that enhances. We should not engage at Prajalpa at any time, even outside the temple hall. We should not, it's a still, in the Rupa Goswami says that, right? Atyahara payasascha prajalpaniyam agraha. Jana sangascha laulyamcha, right? Shadvidir bhaktir vinishyati. Right? So, Atyahara prayasascha. Atyahara, overeating. Prayasa, over-endeavoring. Prajalpa, barely talk. Niyamagraha, that means you are caught up with so much of rules and regulations. Right? So we should be always careful about this one.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so it's very important. So this way we can progress very quickly. And if we follow this Vaishnava etiquette, we can progress very quickly. Our mind, intelligence, and senses will be very much purified very quickly. Okay? Anything else? Anybody else? There is one thing in the chat. Okay. Anybody else has anything to add? Any other question? Hare Krishna. So we should have more questions. This is very important, so that whatever you have in your mind, so that way is clarified that what to do. This may be some little portion that from the scriptures that we are taking. So when there is some questions, so we can elaborate more.
I have another question, but if you...
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, so we are talking about Atyahara Prayashacha, right? So
yeah.
Sometimes devotees invite, or some Vasa Puja day, that they offer like a lot of items, right? We tend to have more.
Yeah.
Do we consider that as Atyahara?
Yes, of course.
But
no doubt.
They lovingly put.
Yes, that is there.
Right.
There. But once in a while, it's okay. It's not the regularly that we do. You go for this satsang and all. There are a lot of feast and 501 item offered to the Lord. Oh, this is the time, okay. But you see that our mentality is that, okay, let me enjoy, right? This one and that one, this one, this one. That's Satyahara. It leads to our sense gratification. We should definitely honor the prasadam in such a way that we should not have that kind of attitude that, okay, let me enjoy this. My senses will be so pleased, belly, stomach, carry whatever you like and eating for next 3 days, 4 weeks, things like that. It should be avoided, all those. To eat whatever is required and then move on. It's okay once in a while. That's all right. That's okay. There is no hard and fast foods there for this prasadam. Prasadam should be honored, basically. And it should not indulge in kind of sense enjoyment, first of all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. Anything else? Anybody? Okay. So we'll conclude today's class. Continue this. It's quite nice topics. And thank you so much, everybody, for joining this beautiful sections. And if you don't have any other further questions or comments or concerns, we'll stop here. Please join every day.
This we have to register for this class. Are we supposed to register?
I mean, initially we thought of that, registering this for this class. Yes, agree that, so that there will be a nice part. But again, when you register, we all have to commit in such a way that, we have to arrange either in the temple, or we'll see, we'll be further in future. We'll have some registered, classes for this. So that is very deep and, more focused. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Madhaj. Okay, so let's chant together. Vancha kalpatarupasya kripa sindhu bhevacha patidanam pavanebhyo shnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nanda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Guru Premanande. Hare Hare.
Hare Hare. Hare
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare